Have you ever wondered why some people seem to care for you in ways that feel different? Like there's something more beneath the surface, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Maybe it's the way they look at you when they think you're not watching, or how they always show up even when they don't have to. These moments might feel small, almost insignificant, but deep down you sense they mean something bigger. What if I told you these little actions are actually clues, signs of feelings they haven't yet said out loud? Today we're diving into 5 signs he has feelings for you, signs no one talks about. And by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what these signs mean, but also gain a deeper insight into your own worth and the kind of connection you truly deserve. Stay with me till the end, because I promise you there's a reward waiting, a powerful reminder of just how incredible you are. Let's start by talking about something we all crave: connection. Human beings are wired to seek relationships, to find someone who sees us for who we really are and chooses us anyway. But here's the truth: relationships aren't always straightforward. Sometimes the person who cares for you won't say it outright. They might be scared, unsure, or simply waiting for the right moment. That doesn't mean their feelings aren't real. It just means they're expressing them in quieter, subtler ways. And that's where these hidden signs come in. These signs are like whispers from their heart, trying to tell you something without using words. The question is, are you listening? Think about it. How many times have you doubted yourself when it comes to love? Have you ever felt like maybe you were reading too much into things? Or worse, convinced yourself that you weren't enough? Let me stop you right there. You are enough. And the fact that you're here seeking answers shows just how much you value meaningful connections. That's something to celebrate. But understanding these signs isn't just about figuring out his feelings. It's about empowering yourself. It's about recognizing your own worth and learning to see the beauty in how others respond to it. Because when someone truly cares for you, they can't help but show it, even if they try to hide it. Now, before we dive into the first sign, let me remind you why this matters. Love isn't just about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It's in the quiet moments, the ones that make you pause and think, wait, did he just do that for me? Those moments matter. And understanding them will change the way you see yourself and your relationships. So stick around, because by the time we reach the final sign, you'll walk away with not just clarity, but also a renewed sense of confidence. And as promised, there's a special reward at the end. A gift to remind you of your strength, your beauty, and your ability to inspire love in its purest form. Are you ready? Let's begin with the first sign, the one that often goes unnoticed, but speaks volumes. The first sign is subtle, yet it carries so much weight. It's the small, almost invisible acts of kindness. You know the ones I'm talking about. The way he remembers your favorite coffee order without you having to say it. The way he offers his jacket when it's cold, or how he goes out of his way to make sure you're comfortable in a room full of strangers. These aren't just random gestures. They're deliberate. They're choices he makes, because deep down he cares for you in a way that words can't fully capture. And here's the thing about kindness. It's not something people give freely unless they truly mean it. When someone shows kindness consistently, especially in ways that seem effortless, it's their heart speaking louder than their words ever could. Think about this for a moment. Why do we show kindness to others? Human psychology tells us that kindness is often an extension of love. It's how we express care when we're too afraid or too overwhelmed to say it outright. For him, these small acts might feel safer than declaring his feelings. Maybe he's testing the waters, seeing how you respond before he takes the leap. Or maybe he's already decided in his own quiet way that you're worth every effort. Either way, these moments are proof that his heart is involved, even if his lips haven't caught up yet. Pay attention to them because they're telling you more than he might be ready to admit. But let's go deeper. Why does this matter to you? Because noticing these acts of kindness isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about recognizing your own value. When someone treats you with such thoughtfulness, it's a reflection of how they see you. They see you as someone worth caring for, someone who deserves their best effort. And if he sees you that way, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often we dismiss these moments, brushing them off as just being nice. But kindness isn't just niceness, it's intention, it's purpose. It's a choice to put someone else's happiness ahead of their own comfort. And if he's making that choice for you, it's time to acknowledge what it means, not just for him, but for you. Now here's where it gets even more powerful. These small acts of kindness don't just reveal his feelings, they also teach you something important about love itself. Love isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. It's steady. It's showing up in ways that might seem insignificant to the outside world, but feel monumental to you. Love is in the details, the little things that remind you you're seen, you're valued, and you're cherished. And when you start paying attention to those details, you begin to understand the depth of what real connection looks like. It's not about perfection, it's about effort. It's about choosing to care even when no one is watching. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to appreciate the impact of kindness in your own life? Think about the people who've shown you kindness, how it made you feel, how it changed your day or even your perspective. Kindness has a ripple effect. It doesn't just touch the person receiving it, it touches the giver too. For him, these small acts might be his way of saying, I see you, I care about you, and I want to make your world a little brighter. That's not something to take lightly. It's a gift, a silent promise that he's invested in your happiness. And when someone is willing to invest in you like that, it's worth paying attention to. So as you reflect on this first sign, ask yourself, have you noticed these moments in your own life? Have you felt the warmth of his kindness wrapping around you like a quiet embrace? If you have, don't dismiss it. Don't tell yourself it's nothing. Instead, let it remind you of your worth. Let it remind you that you inspire care, compassion, and love in others. Because when someone chooses to be kind to you, not out of obligation, but out of genuine affection, it's a testament to the light you carry within you. And that's something to hold on to. Now let's talk about the second sign. A sign so profound, yet often overlooked. Consistent presence. Think about it. How many people in your life show up for you not just once or twice, but over and over again? It's easy to notice someone when they do something big, like planning a surprise or making a grand gesture. But what about the person who simply shows up? The one who texts you just to check in, who remembers important dates without reminders, or who finds ways to be there even when life gets busy. That kind of consistency isn't accidental. It's intentional. And it speaks volumes about how much they value you. Consistency is one of the most powerful indicators of genuine care. Why? Because showing up repeatedly requires effort. It means choosing you day after day, even when it's inconvenient. Human psychology tells us that people naturally gravitate toward what feels safe and familiar. But here's the key. Consistency isn't just about comfort, it's about commitment. When someone consistently chooses to be in your life, they're sending a message. You matter to me. They're saying, I'm not going anywhere. And that kind of reliability is rare, It's a quiet promise that goes beyond words, a promise backed by action. But let's take this deeper. What does consistent presence reveal about his feelings? Imagine this. Every time he shows up, whether it's physically, emotionally, or even through small gestures like a thoughtful message, he's reinforcing a bond. He's building trust. Trust doesn't come from one big moment. It's built brick by brick through repeated acts of reliability. And when someone trusts you enough to keep showing up, it's because they've already decided you're worth it. They've already chosen you, even if they haven't said it out loud. That's why consistent presence is such a powerful sign. It's proof of investment. He's not just passing through your life. He's weaving himself into it. Now, here's where this gets personal. Have you ever stopped to think about what it means when someone prioritizes you, when they rearrange their schedule to spend time with you, or when they make sure you're okay, even when they're dealing with their own challenges? These moments aren't just about being polite or friendly. They're about connection. They're about him wanting to be part of your world, no matter how chaotic it might get. And that's beautiful. But here's the thing, his consistency also reflects something about you. It shows that you inspire loyalty, you inspire dedication, you inspire someone to want to stay close, even when life pulls them in different directions. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on this. In a world where distractions are everywhere and attention spans are shorter than ever, consistency stands out. It's rare, it's meaningful, and when someone chooses to be consistently present in your life, they're telling you something without using words. They're saying, you're important to me. They're saying, I want to be here, not because I have to, but because I want to. That's love in its purest form, not the flashy, dramatic kind, but the steady, unwavering kind. The kind that says, I'm here and I'm not leaving. And here's the empowering part. Recognizing this sign isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own worth. If he's willing to show up for you time and time again, it's because he sees something extraordinary in you. He sees someone worth fighting for, worth staying for, worth being consistent for. And if he sees you that way, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often we downplay the significance of someone's presence in our lives. We tell ourselves it's no big deal, or we convince ourselves we don't deserve it. But you do. You deserve someone who chooses you. Not just once, but over and over again. So as you think about this second sign, ask yourself, do you feel his presence in your life? Do you notice the moments when he shows up, not because he has to, but because he wants to? If you do, hold on to that. Let it remind you of your value. Let it remind you that you inspire loyalty and love in others. Because when someone chooses to be consistently present in your life, it's not just a sign of their feelings. It's a reflection of the light you bring into their world. And that's something to cherish. Now, let's explore a sign that speaks directly to the soul. The power of unintentional eye contact. Have you ever caught someone looking at you when they thought you weren't watching? That fleeting moment when your eyes meet and for a split second it feels like time stands still? It's not just a glance, it's a connection. A silent conversation that happens without words. And here's the truth about those lingering looks. They're not accidental. They're a window into how someone truly feels about you. Eye contact is one of the most intimate forms of communication. Human psychology shows us that when we look into someone's eyes, our brains release oxytocin, the hormone responsible for bonding and trust. It's why eye contact feels so powerful, so raw. But when it's unintentional, when he quickly looks away after being caught, it reveals something even deeper. It shows vulnerability. He wasn't trying to make a statement or impress you. He was simply drawn to you in a moment of honesty. Those stolen glances are his heart betraying him, showing you what he might not yet be ready to say. But why does this matter? Because eye contact isn't just about seeing, it's about feeling. When someone looks at you like that, they're not just observing your face. They're connecting with your essence. They're taking in everything about you. The way you laugh, the way you think, the way you carry yourself. And when they do it repeatedly, even when they don't realize they're doing it, it's a sign they're captivated by you. Their eyes are drawn to you because their heart already knows what their mind might still be figuring out, that you mean something to them. Let's take this a step further. Think about how rare it is for someone to hold your gaze without hesitation. In a world where distractions are constant and attention is divided, intentional eye contact is a gift. But unintentional eye contact, that's sacred. It's unfiltered. It's a moment where pretenses fall away and all that's left is authenticity. When he looks at you like that, he's not performing or pretending. He's revealing a part of himself that he might not even fully understand yet. And that's what makes it so meaningful. It's not just admiration, it's affection. It's his subconscious telling you, I can't help but notice you. Now here's the empowering part. Noticing these moments isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about recognizing your own magnetism. If his eyes keep finding you, it's because you shine in a way that pulls people in. You have a presence, a light that demands attention without you even trying. And if he's drawn to that light, it's because he sees something extraordinary in you. Something worth pausing for, worth staring at, worth remembering. That's not something to brush off, it's something to celebrate. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to consider what it means when someone can't look away from you? When their eyes linger just a little longer than they should? Or when they seem to find you in a crowded room without even trying? These moments aren't random, they're deliberate, even if he doesn't realize it. His eyes are following his heart, and his heart is leading him to you. And that's profound. Because when someone looks at you like you're the only person in the room, they're not just seeing you, they're choosing you. They're saying, you're unforgettable. So as you reflect on this third sign, pay attention to those quiet moments when his gaze lingers just a little too long. Let them remind you of your beauty, not just the kind that's skin deep, but the kind that radiates from within. Let them remind you that you inspire awe in others. Because when someone looks at you like you're the center of their world, it's not just a reflection of their feelings. It's a testament to the impact you have on those around you. Now, let's talk about a sign that speaks to the core of human connection. The protective instinct. Have you ever noticed how he steps in when someone says something unkind about you? Or how he positions himself between you and discomfort, even in small ways. Maybe it's the way he ensures you're safe in a crowd, or how he subtly shields you from negativity. These moments might seem minor at first glance, but they carry immense weight. They're not just actions, they're declarations. Declarations that say, I will stand by you, I will keep you safe, and that kind of care runs deeper than words ever could. Protective instincts are rooted in primal psychology. From an evolutionary perspective, humans are wired to protect those they care about. It's how we've survived as a species. But here's the beautiful part. In modern relationships, protection isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's about creating a space where you feel secure valued, and shielded from harm. When he goes out of his way to ensure your well-being, whether it's defending your dignity, offering comfort during tough times, or simply making sure you're okay, he's showing you that he sees you as someone worth guarding, someone worth fighting for. But let's dig deeper. What does this protective behavior reveal about his feelings? Think about it. Why would someone take on the role of protector unless they care deeply? Protecting someone requires vulnerability. It means putting their own comfort aside to prioritize yours. It's a selfless act, one that stems from a place of genuine affection. When he steps in to shield you, he's not just reacting to the moment, he's revealing what you mean to him. He's saying, your happiness matters to me. Your peace matters to me. You matter to me. And that's a profound statement, whether he realizes it or not. Now, here's where this becomes personal. Have you ever stopped to think about what it means when someone takes responsibility for your well-being? When they notice the things that hurt you and make it their mission to soften the blow. That level of attentiveness doesn't come from obligation, it comes from love. Love isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, it's subtle. It's standing between you and the world even when no one else is watching. And if he's willing to do that for you, it's because he already sees you as someone irreplaceable in his life. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on this. In a world where so many people turn a blind eye to other struggles, choosing to protect someone is revolutionary. It's rare, it's meaningful, and when someone chooses to protect you, they're telling you something powerful. They're saying, you're worth my effort, you're worth my time, you're worth my care. That's not something to take lightly. It's a testament to the bond you share. A bond built on trust, respect, and deep affection. And here's the empowering truth. Recognizing this sign isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own value. If he's willing to protect you, it's because he sees strength in you that deserves safeguarding. He sees beauty in you that deserves preserving. He sees a soul that deserves peace. And if he sees you that way, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often we downplay the significance of someone stepping up for us. We tell ourselves it's no big deal, or we convince ourselves we don't need protecting. But needing care isn't weakness, it's humanity. And allowing someone to care for you is a gift, not a flaw. So, as you think about this fourth sign, ask yourself, do you feel his protective energy in your life? Do you notice the moments when he puts himself between you and discomfort, whether it's emotional or physical? If you do, hold on to that. Let it remind you of your worth. Let it remind you that you inspire care and devotion in others. Because when someone chooses to protect you, it's not just a sign of their feelings. It's a reflection of the light you bring into their world. Now let's talk about a sign that cuts straight to the heart of what it means to truly care. The willingness to step outside comfort zones. Think about this. How often do you see him doing things he wouldn't normally do just for you? Maybe it's attending an event he'd usually avoid because he knows it matters to you, or learning something new, like cooking your favorite dish, or understanding your hobbies, just to connect with you on a deeper level. These moments might seem small, but they're monumental. They're proof that he's willing to stretch himself, to go beyond what's easy, because you are worth the effort. Human psychology tells us that stepping out of our comfort zones is one of the hardest things we can do. It requires vulnerability, courage, and a willingness to face uncertainty. For someone to take that step, for you, it speaks volumes about their feelings. When he pushes past his own limits, whether it's trying something unfamiliar or enduring discomfort just to be there for you, he's showing you that you hold a special place in his heart. He's saying, I'll do what it takes to make you happy, even if it challenges me. And that kind of effort is rare. It's not something people do lightly. It's something they do when they care deeply. But let's go deeper. What does this effort reveal about his feelings? It shows that he values you more than his own ease. That's powerful. Too often we settle for relationships where effort feels one-sided or absent altogether. But here's the truth. Real connection demands sacrifice. It demands growth. And when someone is willing to grow for you, to change their habits, their routines, or their preferences, it's because they see something extraordinary in you. They see someone who inspires them to be better, to try harder, to reach further. That's not just admiration, that's love in action. Now, here's the empowering part. Noticing this effort isn't just about understanding his feelings, it's about recognizing your own impact. If he's willing to step outside his comfort zone for you, it's because you've touched something deep within him. You've inspired him to want to show up differently, to be more than he was before. And that's a testament to your influence, to the way you light up the lives of those around you. Too often we underestimate the power we have to inspire others. But when someone goes above and beyond for you, it's because you've already given them a reason to. You've shown them what it means to care, to connect, to truly matter. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to appreciate the weight of someone's effort when he does something that clearly stretches him, whether it's enduring a long drive to see you, learning a skill he has no natural interest in, or simply being present in ways that challenge him? He's making a statement. He's saying, you're worth it. He's saying, I'll move mountains if it means I get to be closer to you. That's not just devotion, it's a declaration that you've become a priority in his life, even if he hasn't said it outright. So as you reflect on this fifth sign, pay attention to those moments when he pushes himself beyond what's comfortable. Let them remind you of your value. Let them remind you that you inspire greatness in others. Because when someone is willing to step outside their comfort zone for you, it's not just a sign of their feelings, it's a reflection of the incredible person you are. It's proof that you have the power to bring out the best in people, to inspire them to be more, to do more, to give more. Now let's take a moment to reflect on what it truly means when someone puts in extraordinary effort for you. When he steps outside his comfort zone, whether it's learning something new, enduring challenges, or simply showing up in ways that stretch him, it's not just about him, it's also about you. It's about the impact you have on those around you. Because here's the truth, people don't go above and beyond for just anyone. They do it for someone who inspires them, someone who makes them want to be better. And if he's willing to make that kind of effort for you, it's because you've already touched his life in ways he might not even fully understand yet. Think about this. Why do we push ourselves for others? Human psychology tells us that effort is often tied to value. We invest time, energy, and emotion into the things and the people that matter most to us. So when he goes out of his way to connect with you, to show you he cares, he's revealing something profound. He's showing you that you're worth more than the easy path. You're worth the struggle, the discomfort, the growth. And that says as much about you as it does about him. It says that you inspire greatness, that you bring out a version of him that wants to rise higher, to give more, to love deeper. But let's pause and think about what this means for you. Have you ever stopped to consider the ripple effect of your presence in someone's life? When he pushes himself to be there for you, to learn about your world, or to grow alongside you, it's because you've created a space where he feels safe enough to try. You've shown him kindness, patience, and understanding, qualities that make people want to be their best selves, and that's powerful. Too often we underestimate how much our actions shape the people around us. But when someone is willing to change for you, it's because you've already changed them in subtle, beautiful ways they might not even realize yet. Here's the empowering truth. Noticing this effort isn't just about seeing his feelings. It's about recognizing your own ability to inspire. If he's willing to step outside his comfort zone for you, it's because you've given him a reason to believe in something bigger than himself. You've shown him what it means to care deeply, to connect authentically, to love unconditionally. And that's a gift, not just to him, but to yourself. Because when you see how much you inspire others, you begin to see your own worth more clearly. You begin to understand that you have the power to bring out the best in people, to create relationships built on mutual growth and respect. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to appreciate how much your presence impacts those around you? When he makes an effort, whether it's trying something unfamiliar, enduring discomfort, or simply being present in ways that challenge him, he's showing you that you matter. He's saying, you're worth my best self. He's saying, I'll grow for you because you've already helped me grow. That's not just devotion, it's transformation. It starts with you. It starts with the light you bring into his life, the way you make him want to be more, to do more, to give more. So, as you reflect on this sixth sign, let it remind you of your influence. Let it remind you that you inspire greatness in others. Because when someone is willing to step outside their comfort zone for you, it's not just a reflection of their feelings. It's a testament to the incredible person you are. It's proof that you have the power to shape lives, to inspire growth, to create connections that transcend the ordinary. Now let's explore a deeper layer of effort, the quiet sacrifices that often go unnoticed. Think about this. How many times has he given up something important to him just to make your life easier? Maybe it's canceling plans with friends to be there for you during a tough day. Or perhaps it's putting aside his own needs to ensure you feel supported. These sacrifices might not come with fanfare or announcements, but they carry immense significance. They're not just actions, they're declarations of care, whispered through the language of selflessness. Sacrifice is one of the most profound expressions of love. Human psychology teaches us that people only give up what truly matters to them when they value something or someone even more. When he sacrifices his time, energy, or comfort for you, he's showing you where his priorities lie. He's saying, you matter more than my convenience. You matter more than my plans. And that's not something people do lightly. Sacrifices are deeply personal. They require letting go of something cherished in exchange for something even more meaningful. And if he's willing to make that trade for you, it's because you become irreplaceable in his life. But let's take this further. What does sacrifice reveal about his feelings? It shows that he's invested in your happiness, not out of obligation, but out of genuine affection. Too often, we mistake casual kindness for deep care, but sacrifice is different. It's deliberate, it's intentional. It's choosing you over himself, even when it's hard. And when someone makes that choice repeatedly, it's because they've already decided, consciously or unconsciously, that you're worth it. That you're someone they want to build their world around. Now here's the empowering part. Recognizing these sacrifices isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own impact. If he's willing to give up something precious for you, it's because you've inspired him to prioritize connection over comfort. You've shown him what it means to care deeply, to love selflessly, to put someone else's joy above your own. And if he sees you as someone worth sacrificing for, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often, we downplay the significance of someone's sacrifices, brushing them off as just what they do. But sacrifices aren't ordinary. They're extraordinary. And they're a testament to the bond you share. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to think about what it means when someone gives up something important for you? When he cancels plans, rearranges his schedule, or sets aside his own desires to ensure you're okay, he's making a statement. He's saying, your peace matters more than my preferences. He's saying, I'll move mountains if it means you feel loved. That's not just devotion, it's transformation. It's proof that you've become a cornerstone in his life, someone he can't imagine walking away from. So as you reflect on this seventh sign, pay attention to those moments when his sacrifices speak louder than words. Let them remind you of your value. Let them remind you that you inspire loyalty and love in others. Because when someone is willing to give up something precious for you, it's not just a reflection of their feelings. It's a mirror of your own light. It's proof that you have the power to shape lives, to inspire selflessness, to create connections that transcend the ordinary. And that's the kind of truth that changes everything. Now let's delve into a sign that speaks to the very core of human connection: emotional vulnerability. Have you ever noticed how he opens up to you in ways he doesn't with others? Maybe it's the way he shares his fears, his dreams, or the parts of himself he usually keeps hidden. These moments of vulnerability aren't just casual. They're sacred. They're proof that he trusts you enough to let you see the unfiltered version of who he is. And trust me, vulnerability isn't something people offer lightly. It's one of the greatest gifts someone can give. Human psychology teaches us that vulnerability is deeply tied to intimacy. When someone lets down their guard, they're taking a risk, exposing the parts of themselves that are fragile, raw, and real. For him to share these pieces of his soul with you, it means he sees you as safe. He sees you as someone who won't judge, criticize, or walk away. That kind of trust is rare. It's built over time through consistent care and understanding. And when he chooses to be vulnerable with you, he's showing you that you've become a cornerstone in his emotional world. But let's go deeper. What does this vulnerability reveal about his feelings? It shows that he values your presence, not just in his everyday life, but in his inner world, the part of him that he guards most fiercely. When he opens up to you, he's saying, I trust you with my truth. He's saying, you're someone I want to know me fully, flaws and all. That's not something people do for just anyone. It's reserved for those they believe will honor their honesty, their authenticity, their humanity. And if he's willing to share that side of himself with you, it's because he already sees you as someone extraordinary. Now here's the empowering part. Noticing his vulnerability isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about recognizing your own ability to create safety. If he's willing to open up to you, it's because you've shown him what it means to be truly heard. You've given him a space where he feels seen, valued, and accepted without judgment. And that's powerful. Too often we underestimate the impact of simply listening, of being present for someone without trying to fix or change them. But when you offer that kind of unconditional support, you inspire others to trust you with their deepest truths. And that's a testament to the bond you've built. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to appreciate the weight of someone's vulnerability? When he shares his fears, his struggles, or his dreams with you, he's not just talking, he's revealing himself. He's saying, I trust you with my heart. He's saying, you matter enough to know me fully. That's not just connection, it's devotion. It's proof that you become someone he can't imagine walking through life without. And that's profound. Because when someone lets you into their inner world, they're not just sharing their story, they're inviting you to be part of it. So as you reflect on this 8th sign, pay attention to those moments when he lets his guard down. Let them remind you of your value. Let them remind you that you inspire trust and love in others. Because when someone is willing to be vulnerable with you, it's not just a reflection of their feelings, it's a mirror of your own light. It's proof that you have the power to create relationships rooted in authenticity, trust, and deep emotional connection. Now let's talk about a sign that often goes unnoticed but carries immense weight: the power of truly listening. Have you ever noticed how he pays attention to the things you say, even when it seems like no one else is listening? Maybe it's the way he remembers small details from past conversations, like the name of your favorite book or the story about your childhood dream. Or perhaps it's the way he notices shifts in your tone, picking up on emotions you didn't even realize you were showing. These moments might seem subtle, but they're profound. They're proof that he's not just hearing you, he's truly listening. Listening is one of the most underrated acts of love. Human psychology shows us that people crave to be heard, not just superficially, but deeply. When someone listens to you with genuine intent, they're offering more than their attention. They're offering validation. They're saying your words matter. Your thoughts matter. You matter. And when he listens to you in this way, he's revealing something significant. He's showing you that he values your voice, your perspective, and the essence of who you are. That kind of attentiveness doesn't happen by accident. It happens because he cares. But let's take this deeper. What does his ability to listen reveal about his feelings? It shows that he's invested in understanding you, not just the surface level details, but the layers beneath. Too often, people listen to respond, not to understand. But when he listens to you, he's doing more than processing words. He's connecting with your heart. He's piecing together the mosaic of your soul, one conversation at a time. And when someone makes that kind of effort, it's because they see you as someone worth knowing, someone worth remembering, someone worth cherishing. Now, here's the empowering part. Recognizing this level of attentiveness isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own impact. If he's willing to listen to you so deeply, it's because you've inspired him to care. You've shown him what it means to be present, to truly engage with someone's world. And if he sees you as someone worth listening to, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often we downplay the significance of being heard, brushing it off as something ordinary. But being truly listened to is extraordinary. It's a gift, one that reflects the light you bring into his life. Think about this. Have you ever stopped to consider what it means when someone remembers the little things you say? When he recalls details from past conversations or notices the emotions behind your words? He's making a statement. He's saying, I value what you share with me. He's saying, you're worth my full attention. That's not just connection, it's devotion. It's proof that you've become someone he can't imagine ignoring or overlooking. And that's profound, because when someone listens to you with such care, they're not just hearing your words. They're honoring your presence. So as you reflect on this ninth sign, pay attention to those moments when his silence speaks louder than words. Let them remind you of your value. Let them remind you that you inspire care and love in others. Because when someone listens to you with such depth, it's not just a reflection of their feelings. It's a testament to the impact you have on those around you. Now, let's explore a sign that often goes unnoticed but speaks volumes about someone's feelings. Patience. Have you ever noticed how he waits for you? Not out of obligation, but with a quiet assurance. Maybe it's the way he gives you space when you need time to think, or how he listens without interrupting, even when the silence stretches longer than expected. These moments of patience aren't passive. They're active choices. They're proof that he values your pace, your process, and your peace more than his own need for immediacy. Patience is one of the most profound expressions of love. Human psychology tells us that people are naturally wired to seek instant gratification. It's part of our survival instinct. But true patience requires overriding that instinct, choosing to honor someone else's rhythm over their own desires. When he practices patience with you, he's showing you that he respects your journey. He's saying, I'm here no matter how long it takes. And that's not something people do lightly. Patience is an act of faith, a belief that what you're building together is worth the wait. But let's dig deeper. What does his patience reveal about his feelings? It shows that he's invested in your well-being, not just in the present moment, but over time. Too often relationships falter because one person rushes the other, prioritizing their own timeline over the natural flow of connection. But when he's patient with you, he's demonstrating trust, not just in you, but in the relationship itself. He's saying, I believe in us, even if it takes time. That kind of patience is rare. It's rooted in a deep understanding that love isn't about perfection or speed. It's about presence and persistence. Now here's the empowering part. Recognizing his patience isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own worth. If he's willing to wait for you, it's because he sees something extraordinary in you. He sees someone worth the effort, worth the stillness, worth the uncertainty. And if he sees you that way, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often, we interpret someone's patience as indifference or passivity, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Patience is an act of devotion, an acknowledgement that you're worth every second of his time and energy. Think about this. Have you ever stopped to appreciate what it means when someone chooses to be patient with you? When he waits without complaint, supports without pressure, or simply lets you take the lead, he's making a statement. He's saying your timing matters more than my urgency. He's saying I'll stand by you no matter how long it takes. That's not just care, it's commitment. It's proof that he's willing to grow alongside you at your pace because he believes in the strength of your connection. So as you reflect on this 10th sign, pay attention to those moments when his patience shines through. Let them remind you of your value. Let them remind you that you inspire loyalty and love in others, because when someone is willing to be patient with you, it's not just a reflection of their feelings. It's a testament to the depth of your impact on their heart. Now let's talk about a sign that reveals an extraordinary level of care. The ability to anticipate your needs. Have you ever noticed how he seems to know what you need before you even ask? Maybe it's the way he brings you a blanket when you're feeling cold, or offers words of encouragement when you're silently struggling. These moments of anticipation aren't random. They're deliberate. They're proof that he's paying attention not just to what you say, but to what you feel. And when someone anticipates your needs, they're showing you that they're deeply attuned to your world. Anticipation is one of the most intimate forms of connection. Human psychology teaches us that people naturally focus on their own experiences and emotions. It's part of being human. But when someone shifts their focus to prioritize yours, they're doing something profound. They're stepping into your perspective, seeing the world through your eyes, and responding with care. When he anticipates your needs, he's saying, I'm here for you, even in the spaces where words fail. And that's not something people do casually. It's an act of love. One that requires empathy, awareness, and a genuine desire to make your life easier. But let's take this deeper. What does his anticipation reveal about his feelings? It shows that he's invested in understanding you. Not just the surface level details, but the nuances of your emotions and experiences. Too often relationships lack this depth, with people waiting to be told what to do rather than taking the initiative to care. But when he anticipates your needs, he's demonstrating a level of attentiveness that goes beyond obligation. He's saying, I notice you, I see you, I want to make your world better. That kind of anticipation is rare. It's rooted in a deep respect for who you are and what you bring to his life. Now, here's the empowering part. Recognizing his anticipation isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own impact. If he's willing to step into your world so fully, it's because you've inspired him to care. You've shown him what it means to be present, to truly engage with someone's heart. And if he sees you as someone worth anticipating for, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often we downplay the significance of these moments, dismissing them as coincidence or politeness. But anticipation isn't accidental, it's intentional. It's a testament to the bond you share and the light you bring into his life. Think about this. Have you ever stopped to consider what it means when someone anticipates your needs? When he acts without being asked, offers support without prompting, or simply steps in when you least expect it? He's making a statement. He's saying, I'm tuned into your heart. He's saying, you don't have to carry this alone. I'm here. That's not just connection, it's devotion. It's proof that he's willing to meet you where you are, even in the quietest, most unspoken corners of your life. So as you reflect on this 11th sign, pay attention to those moments when his anticipation speaks louder than words. Let them remind you of your value. Let them remind you that you inspire care and love in others. Because when someone is willing to anticipate your needs, it's not just a reflection of their feelings. It's a testament to the depth of your presence in their life. Now, let's talk about a sign that often goes unnoticed but carries immense depth. The beauty of shared silence. Have you ever noticed how comfortable it feels to simply be with him, even when no words are exchanged? Maybe it's the way you can sit together in quiet and yet the moment feels full, like there's an unspoken understanding between you. These moments of silence aren't empty, they're rich with meaning. They're proof that connection doesn't always require conversation. Sometimes the most profound bond is felt in the spaces between words. Shared silence is one of the purest forms of intimacy. Human psychology tells us that people often fear silence because it can feel awkward or uncertain. But when someone shares silence with you willingly, they're doing something extraordinary. They're saying, I don't need to fill the space between us. I'm content just being here with you. And that's not something people do lightly. Comfortable silence requires trust. A belief that the connection is strong enough to exist without constant validation through words. When he sits with you in silence and it feels natural, he's showing you that your presence alone is enough. But let's go deeper. What does shared silence reveal about his feelings? It shows that he values the essence of who you are beyond what you say or do. Too often, relationships rely on constant interaction to feel meaningful, but true connection transcends that. When he's comfortable sharing silence with you, he's demonstrating a level of acceptance that goes beyond surface-level affection. He's saying, I don't need you to perform or entertain me. Just being near you is enough. That kind of comfort is rare. It's rooted in a deep understanding that love isn't about filling every moment with noise. It's about finding peace in each other's presence. Now, here's the empowering part. Recognizing the power of shared silence isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own impact. If he's willing to sit with you in quiet, it's because you've created a space where he feels safe, accepted, and at ease. You've shown him what it means to connect on a soul level, where words aren't necessary to communicate understanding. And if he sees you as someone worth sharing silence with, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often, we interpret silence as awkwardness or distance, but in this case, it's the opposite. It's a testament to the strength of your bond and the light you bring into his life. Think about this. Have you ever stopped to appreciate what it means when someone chooses to share silence with you? When he sits beside you without feeling the need to fill the air with conversation, he's making a statement. He's saying, your presence is enough for me. He's saying, I don't need anything more than this moment with you. That's not just connection, it's devotion. It's proof that he's willing to embrace the quiet parts of life with you, knowing that those moments hold just as much meaning as the loud ones. So, as you reflect on this 12th sign, pay attention to those moments when silence speaks louder than words. Let them remind you of your value. Let them remind you that you inspire peace and love in others. And now let's explore a sign that often reveals the depth of someone's feelings in ways we might overlook. The way he celebrates your victory. Have you ever noticed how he lights up when something good happens to you? Maybe it's the way he remembers the details of your achievements, or how he goes out of his way to acknowledge even the smallest milestones. These moments of celebration aren't just polite gestures. They're heartfelt expressions of pride and joy. They're proof that he sees your successes as something worth honoring, something that matters deeply to him. Celebration is one of the most sincere forms of connection. Human psychology teaches us that people naturally take pride in their own accomplishments. It's part of our drive for growth and fulfillment. But when someone celebrates your wins with genuine enthusiasm, they're doing something profound. They're stepping outside themselves, setting aside their ego, and choosing to revel in your happiness. When he celebrates your victories, he's saying, your joy is my joy. And that's not something people do casually. It's an act of love, one that requires selflessness and a deep investment in your well-being. But let's dig deeper. What does his celebration reveal about his feelings? It shows that he's not just present for the big moments, but also for the quiet ones. The ones that might seem small to others, but mean the world to you. Too often, relationships lack this level of attentiveness, with people only noticing what's loud or obvious. But when he celebrates your wins, whether it's landing a promotion, mastering a new skill, or simply getting through a tough day, he's demonstrating a level of care that goes beyond surface-level affection. He's saying, I see your effort. I honor your growth. I'm proud of you. That kind of celebration is rare. It's rooted in a deep respect for who you are and what you bring to his life. Now here's the empowering part. Recognizing his celebration isn't just about understanding his feelings. It's about seeing your own worth. If he's willing to celebrate you so fully, It's because he sees something extraordinary in you. He sees someone worth cheering for, worth acknowledging, worth lifting up. And if he sees you that way, then you should see yourself that way too. Too often we downplay our own achievements, brushing them off as insignificant or unremarkable. But when someone else takes the time to celebrate you, it's a reminder that your wins, big or small, are worth honoring. They're proof of your strength, your resilience, and your ability to inspire others. Think about this. Have you ever stopped to consider what it means when someone celebrates your victories? When he notices your progress, applauds your efforts, or simply shares in your joy, he's making a statement. He's saying, your success matters to me. He's saying, I'm here to witness your greatness. That's not just support. It's devotion. It's proof that he's invested in your journey, cheering you on every step of the way because he believes in the beauty of what you're building. As we come to the final piece of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've uncovered together. Each sign we've explored, the small acts of kindness, the consistent presence, the protective instincts, the unspoken sacrifices, the deep listening, the anticipation, the shared silence, and the celebration of your wins, reveals something extraordinary. They're not just signs of his feelings. They're reflections of you. They're proof that you inspire greatness in others, that you bring out the best in those around you, and that your light is impossible to ignore. And now it's time to turn that inspiration inward. Too often we focus on understanding someone else's feelings without taking a step back to recognize our own worth. But here's the truth. The way he sees you isn't an accident. It's a mirror. It's showing you how much you deserve to be cherished, celebrated, and loved. Not just by him, but by yourself. When someone steps outside their comfort zone for you, listens to your heart, or celebrates your victories, they're reminding you of something you might have forgotten, that you are worthy. Worthy of effort, worthy of care, worthy of devotion. And if he sees that in you, then it's time for you to see it too. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to truly appreciate the impact you have on the world? Think about the lives you've touched, the hearts you've inspired, and the connections you've built. You don't have to do anything grand to leave a mark. You already do it every day through your kindness, your authenticity, and your ability to make others feel seen. That's your superpower. That's what makes you unforgettable. And when you embrace that truth, you unlock a level of confidence and self-love that transforms not just your relationships, but your entire life. Now, as we close this chapter, I want to leave you with one final thought. Love isn't just about finding someone who sees you. It's about learning to see yourself through their eyes. It's about recognizing your own beauty, your own strength, and your own ability to create meaningful connections. Because when you understand your worth, you attract people who honor it. You build relationships rooted in mutual respect, trust, and admiration. And that's the kind of love that changes everything. Before we part ways, I want to remind you of something important. You are capable of inspiring greatness in others because greatness already lives within you. So take a moment today to celebrate yourself. Celebrate the person you are and the person you're becoming. And remember, the journey doesn't end here. Keep seeking growth, keep nurturing your relationships, and most importantly, keep believing in the incredible power of your light. If this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to join me on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Hit that like button and let me know this spoke to your soul. Share this video with someone who needs to hear these words. They might just need a reminder of their own worth. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another opportunity to grow, reflect, and embrace the beauty of who you are. Together we can continue building a community of love, inspiration, and unwavering belief in ourselves and each other. Thank you for being here, for showing up, for listening, and for allowing me to walk alongside you on this path. You are extraordinary, and the world is brighter because you're in it. Now go out there and shine.